Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be making this fabulous pizza using a recipe by Vito Iacopelli.
So the video we're going to be following is online, it's on Vito's YouTube channel. We'll drop the links in the description. But just look at this pizza, it looks absolutely fantastic. Really crispy. Now it is 48-hour Poolish, but is it worth it? Well, stay tuned and find out. Okay, let's have a look at the all-important ingredients for Vito's recipe. So first off, we have the Molino Naldoni Marì flour, and it's specifically designed, look, for 48-hour cold proving, which is ideal for this recipe as we are cooking a 48-hour proof. So on here, let's just have a quick look at the nutritional information. Here you go, it's 14 grams of protein, so 14%, so nice and strong. Should be a fantastic flour that we've got there. We've got some salt, we'll be using that a little bit later tomorrow. We've got 2 grams of yeast, 2 grams of honey, 500 grams of water. Got some semola flour there for the pizza balls, but we don't need them just yet. Weighing scales, bowl, and also a fork. So that's everything that we've got there. Now it's over to Oliver, who's going to take us through that first stage to build up that gluten and the Poolish.
Right, so now we need to weigh out the ingredients. First we're going to start with the flour. Now we've weighed out 500 grams of flour, we need 500 grams of water. You're going to want to add your yeast and honey. Just making sure to mix that round until all of the ingredients are dissolved. The yeast has been mixed in along with the honey. Put in some of it in. We do about just folding that in. A nice, smooth, consistent mixture. And again, the same technique. Fold it in, mix it round. So it should still be a bit watery, as you see here. Now just the rest of the dry ingredients. It should definitely start to thicken. Now we've incorporated all the flour into the mixture. We're just going to let this stand at room temperature for 1 hour. Put in either a shower cap or some cling film over the top of the bowl.
Okay guys, so that's an hour past. Thanks Oliver for taking us through that. Really professional. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this Poolish now into the fridge for around about 24 hours. So there you go, that's just a quick look what it looks like. A few air bubbles in there. So this will add lots of flavour hopefully to the flour, and we'll be back in 24 hours. But you don't have to wait 24 hours of course, because it'll just edit straight through.
It has been 24 hours since we've put the Poolish inside the fridge. We are now going to retrieve it.
So we've already got the Poolish, which has been resting in the fridge for 24 hours. What we're going to do next is Oliver's going to run you through the ingredients for the second part.
Right, so now I'm going to go over the ingredients. The first ingredient you're going to need is some semola flour. This will help it slide off your peel and make it easier when taking the balls out of the tubs. The second one is Molino Naldoni Marì flour. You will also need some standard table salt, which you will need 26 grams of. A dough scraper, which will make it easier to fold the ingredients into the dough, as it will be quite sloppy to start with. Tubs to store the dough in, which will line with some semola flour. Some kitchen scales, of which the digital kind is preferable. Just a tablespoon of olive oil, 325 grams of cold water, and of course your Poolish. Now I'm going to hand over to Matt to show you how to make the dough.
Okay, thanks Oliver. So we're now going to weigh out all our ingredients for this second part of making Vito's 48-hour Poolish recipe. So what we need first off is we're going to go in with this Naldoni Marì flour, and we need 500 grams of that. I've got a cup. I'm not going to try and pour it out. 500 grams of the flour, and next we just need 26 grams of salt. Okay, perfect. Just take that onto a plate. Okay, so that's the ingredients that we've got weighed out. So the next thing we need to do is we need to add the flour to the Poolish. Okay, so let's have a look inside here then. Let's have a look inside the Poolish. Let's have a look at this. Wow, look at that. That looks absolutely fantastic. Plenty of air bubbles in there. And that's had 24 hours in the fridge. Oh, and it smells absolutely fantastic. It smells really, really lovely. It smells gorgeous. This is going to make some terrific pizza. You can tell already. What we need to do first off is we need to gradually add this flour into this mix. And then with a fork, just give it a good stir around. The benefits of a Poolish recipe is that we've already got half of our flour and dough with a gorgeous fragrance and flavour already in there. So that's already taken that flour. So we'll add a little bit more. So on our channel, we don't use a mixer. Everything is done via hand. So if you have a mixer, you just need to gradually add the flour into the mixer. But as I say, we use our hands, and very shortly this will probably need a bit of a knead to make sure we get all that flour incorporated in there. So we're going to take this out now. I'm going to give this a bit of a knead. It's not really taking the flour very much, and that's probably one of the advantages of having a mixer. But as I say, we don't use one. We use as hands. We'll put the remaining flour on the work surface, and we'll turn this mix onto the top. We won't worry about scraping the rest of the flour out because we need that for later. So we'll just fold this in and get in the best that we can. And we'll see how it comes together. So now it's starting to come together, and what you'll notice is starting to get like grains. So it's starting to add together, it's starting really now to bind together. But at the minute, we've got a hydration level of about 50%. Okay, so we're just about there. I don't think this is going to mix in anymore without any more liquid. Place this back in to the mixing bowl. And then we're just going to add in some of the salt. And we're going to sprinkle in a little bit of the water. What we'll do is we'll, with this fist, we'll press down and that'll help to incorporate all the flour. Okay, so this is coming on quite nicely. Again, just pushing it down with your fist, like so. Add in a little bit more salt. And another dash of water. And it makes some very funny noises. So it's coming on really nicely. It's taken all that water so far. Bits of salt. Water. So this is after about 5 minutes of mixing by hand. So after quite a lot of kneading and stirring, it's really coming together now. A little bit of flour to the work surface, and this is just purely to stop it sticking all over the place. Okay, so we're just going to mix on the work surface now with the dough scraper. That'll just bring everything together. And I have cleaned my hands, got all the dough off. I was in a bit of a tangle. As I say, you might need to add a little bit of extra flour if you're mixing this by hand. Just add a little bit onto the work surface and onto my hands to get it clean. So I'm going to add a little drop of olive oil. So as you can see now, it's really coming nicely together. So I've just done a couple of taps on the work surface, and this is really coming nicely together. I'm going to rest for about an hour. Okay, so we've done the pizza dough, and it's been resting for an hour. And well, quite honestly, Oliver, we've struggled, haven't we?
Yeah, we definitely did struggle.
A lot. So it's probably one for the mixer. So what I would suggest is as well is we've given out all the ingredients over the video is probably leave yourself maybe 100 to 200 grams extra flour just for manoeuvring it round. If you've got a mixer, brilliant. But we don't bother with mixers on this channel. We only make pizza by hand. That's our niche, isn't it, Oliver?
Yes, because we can't afford a stand mixer.
Anyhow, it's time for balling up. And Oliver's going to be balling this one up. Isn't that right, Oliver?
You think I'm bowling, Matt? You can go and get an object, put it somewhere uncomfortable.
I think I'll be balling up and Oliver will be filming. So let's go and get them pizza balls and get them in them tubs, because it's getting late on now. This recipe is a mammoth one. It's about 9:15 at night and we need some rest. And these bad boys are going to rest for 3 hours once they're in the tubs. So let's get cracking. Okay, so Oliver's now filming and we're going to start balling this stuff up. To do that, we've got some smaller flour. That just helps with the sticking and making sure it doesn't stick to these tubs, because we're going to put them into there. So we need them, the smaller flour, the pizza dough, and also the scales. So let's get to it. Okay, let's have a look underneath. Let's see what we've got. Oh my goodness me. Oh, that's a bit sticky. Look at that development. Wow. That was pretty awesome. Look at that development underneath. That's looking really good. We'll try and cut some off here with this. So one of the first things I'm noticing, I'll just give it a little douse in the flour. So 230 on that. Just working your hands underneath. Just to build a bit of a skin up. So I'm just putting a little bit of smaller flour in the tub. And we will place that into the tub. A little bit on the lid. We're going to get about 7, maybe 8 of these at 230 grams. So we'll boil the rest up and we'll come right back to you. So, getting quite late now, and we're now going to put these pizza balls into the fridge. And how long are they going in for, Oliver?
16 hours.
So 16 hours, so let's put them back, and then when we come back to you, it'll be pizza time. So into the fridge for 16 hours for those dough balls. What do you think of this one so far, guys? Please leave a comment. And if you like the video, you know, give it a thumbs up. It's always helping the channel out. So, yeah, if you have any questions, again, put it in the comments. We are always happy to get back to you. Back to the action. Did you have a good sleep?
Kind of.
You were very tired last night. Still tired now. What are we going to do next with this pizza dough?
So you're just going to leave it for 3 hours at room temperature.
3 hours at room temperature, and we'll be right back. Of course, you don't have to wait 3 hours. You'll be seeing it in a sec.
3 hours has now passed. It's time to make some pizza, and it's about time.
So we need a bit of smaller. And here's one of them pizza balls 3 hours after. Put some smaller in the top. Gotta run around. Out it comes, pretty clean. That's one of the reasons for putting that smaller flour in the first instance. So give it a good going over in the smaller flour, and then with his fingers, just working his way out. And this dough is super soft. Let me just lift it up a little bit. And the base just falls away and stretches itself under its own weight. Wipe that away. Give a little shake off any of the excess. So we're using the Mutti tomato sauce for our pizza base. Really, really nice. So put a spoonful of that on the actual base itself. And that should be just enough for this 10-inch pizza. It's a good job I can use both hands. Parmigiano. We're just going to add a little bit of pepperoni, making sure that we leave enough space for more cheese to go in the middle and between them all. And then we'll take some mozzarella, put that in between. Just need to cover the pizza peel with some tomato flour. Just give that a rub in like that. Just knock that off. Now for those of you who've never used a pizza peel before, straightforward, lift up the front and then slide underneath. It's as simple as that. Let's go to the oven. Very windy today. So just back inside doing a voiceover because it was so windy you won't be able to hear me and Oliver talking, and it'll probably drive your ears crazy with all the wind going over the microphone. So it did take a little bit longer to cook, and that's due to the wind and the flame not being able to roll quite over the top. We have got a bit of an improvised windshield at the back of the rock box that does help, but it doesn't stop that wind altogether. So just on whilst we're cooking this pizza, thank you very much to everybody who's commented on our other videos and on this one. It really means a lot. And if you like this one, please subscribe. Have you tried this recipe before? Please leave us a comment, let us know how you get on. It really is lovely to hear every single one of you on our channel, and every single comment means so much to myself and Oliver, so thank you very much for that. Please consider subscribing. It really does help our channel, and we will be bringing you more and more videos. And also as well, don't forget to check out some of the playlists that we've got. We've got loads of other recipes there for you to try and comment on. So just looking underneath that pizza, looks absolutely fantastic. Just listen to this crispiness. Wow, that's really crispy. Let's have a look underneath. That looks brilliant. Fantastic. I think it's soft and crunchy, as Vito would say. Okay, Oliver, finished off. Let's see if it will work the way for 48 hours. Let's grab a slice. Look at that. That crust. Absolutely fantastic. Alright.
Also
quite a chew. Really nice.
Yeah, it's really nice and thin.
I have to say it was hard work making that dough. Give it a go if you want to, but I think that we'll probably be leaving this one out, certainly following that kind of method that Vito were following. But it is a nice pizza though. Ease of use, I'd probably say that it's probably a 2 out of 5 for that. It's not a very easy recipe to follow, certainly for home baking. If you've got a mixer, probably makes it a little bit easier, but as I say, quite difficult. In terms of taste, it's always going to be a 5 out of 5. Lovely pizza, but I would say that myself. And in terms of speed, obviously, it's only going to be a 1 out of 5 for speed. It's obviously a longer proof dough, and again, if you're in a hurry or you're wanting to eat, make pizza spontaneously, it's going to be a bit more difficult, isn't it, Oliver?
Yeah.
So all I mean to say is thanks for watching,
and see you next time.
Bye for now.